James, the Lesser Express Lane, where we get you in and out as fast as possible with... I've watched a lot of TV, movies, anime, read books. I've consumed a lot of media. And particularly with anime, these are going to be the tropes I just cannot fucking stand. Maybe you'll agree, maybe you won't. I mean, some of the obvious ones like, oh, bloody nose because they saw someone hot. If that actually happened in real life, it would make sense. But it doesn't. It makes no sense that, oh, she's hot, nosebleed. Thankfully, a lot of the more modern animes just stick with blushing. Or staring and then getting called out for it. And of course, like, the ecchi tropes of, oh, I fell on top of her. Oh no, what's this soft squishy thing in my hand? Oh, it's her boob. Like, of course it is. And not just anime, but with all media. The stupid ass love triangles. And the majority of them aren't even triangles. They're literally V's. For it to be a triangle, all three would have to be into the other. Instead, it's just a V. Like the Bella Edward Jacobs from Twilight, that's not a love triangle, that's a V. Bella wants who she wants. Edwards wants Bella. And Jacob wants Bella. For it to be a triangle, Edwards and Jacob would also have to be into each other and Bella trying to get their attention away from them. Instead, it's just a V. Now, this is not to be confused with, say, two men vying for a woman's attention and she either ignores both or she considers both just a friend and she doesn't realize that they're trying to, like, actually date her. It's like, oh, well, we went to the movie. Oh, yeah, it was such a great movie. It was kind of weird when this happened, wasn't it? Yeah, that was so weird. And then, like, I got a date with her, but she doesn't consider it a date. That's not a love triangle or love V. That majority of media does. So yeah, there's a lot of tropes that annoy me. But I'm going to go with something, start off with something simple, something generic, the bad cook girl. When she's in her 20s and 30s, it doesn't make sense. You tell me she's been out of college, she has a job, she lives on her own, and she can't cook. Now, let's say she's 15 and usually dad cooks or she orders out, whatever, but she wants to make something special for the boy that she likes. Okay, maybe 50 years ago, you might be able to screw shit up, but how do I make a fluffy rice omelet? Well, you can YouTube that shit. You can Google or YouTube anything. So even if her first attempt wasn't the best, how's it? Oh, his birthday was coming up and I wanted to make him his favorite meal for his birthday. After 3 weeks of training, I still fucked it up. It doesn't make any sense. You can have her screw it up once, and then show, like, no, the next time she makes something for him, he's a little nervous, like, I remember the last time. Let's see, like, wow, this is so much better. Oh, yeah, I'm glad you like it so much. I've been trying really hard. But just have her constantly not know how to cook? Makes no sense. Now, this next one is not anime specific. It's just overdone. And majority of the time, doesn't work for me. Power of Friendship / New Power Up. When the Power of Friendship led Goku to unlock Super Saiyan, that was good. Why? Super Saiyan was talked about by Vegeta, as to why Frieza was afraid of Saiyans. Krillin was Goku's best friend. Frieza kills him, it causes him to transform. Ta-da! Super Saiyan. Now, you know what I mean? Let me ask Paul a new level. Oh, like Super Saiyan 4. What did that take? It took an infected Bulma, making a moon ray machine, shooting it at infected Vegeta, to turn him into Golden Ape that led to Super Saiyan 4. Then later in the series, Ultra Instinct, a guy who has trained literally for decades, even with gods. He has trained under gods. Unlock a new power up by clearing your mind. What? What asspull bullshit is this? You're gonna tell me, in the decades of training with gods even, never thought to himself once, huh, maybe I should clear my mind. No. Or, moving away from Dragon Ball, Another show, movie, anime, books, whatever. I'm a demon god. I have reigned terror in this world for 1,000 years. I made a friend 2 weeks ago, so now I can defeat you. What? You're telling me no one in 1,000 years made a friend? Demon god lays waste to countless armies and heroes, but a 15-year-old kid just made a friend and now you can defeat him? At least make it be something like in that world to explain it. Like, the humans and the elves never worked together. They were too busy trying to save themselves. Why would we spend our resources saving your kind? But then suddenly, this 15-year-old, that 15-year-old become friends. And eventually more. They find that human magic mixed with elven magic creates a new type of magic that the demon lord has never seen before. And if they get this one shot, they might be able to get this attack off and defeat him. But they don't do that. And of course, a lot of this is because of the fact that no matter what, the good guy wins. Always. Which is why when a TV show or movie or book has the bad guy win, it is such a shock. And is usually accepted really well. One of the best movies of the MCU was Infinity Wars. Why is it considered one of the best? Thanos won. Having him, you should have gone for the head, was fantastic. In all the other Avengers movies, the bad guy loses. Just saying, always having the bad guy lose, the good guy wins, whether it's the power of friendship or he cleared his mind. Kind of boring, kind of annoying. And then another trope that's not just anime specific, but if you watch enough anime, it gets on your fucking nerves. I heard the last few words of a sentence, then I ran away from home, got hit by a truck-coon, went to another world, became God there, died, came back, and I'm still mad, even though you didn't mean what I thought you said because I only heard the last few words. Like, what the fuck? The guy. She felt bad because she thought. Girl walks into earshot. Guy. Her chocolate is the worst. Girl. No, how can you say that? I really tried my best. Runs away crying. Guy continues. I liked it. Thought it was a little too sweet, but I'm weird like that because I prefer bitter chocolate. Just having that. Like, can we please move away from that trope? Can you have the guy, no, talking about, oh, she thought her chocolate was bad, but I really liked it, even though if it was a little sweeter than I normally enjoy, but I'm weird like that. I like bitter chocolate. Or hear the, oh, her chocolate she made is worse, and then instead of running away crying, like, what did he say about my chocolate? Put my heart and soul into that. Oh, he's gonna learn a lesson, but then she hears, I liked it, thought it was a little too sweet, but I'm weird like that. Oh, he still liked it. Then what the heck is he talking about? And you just saunter in. So, what were you guys talking about? Oh, I was talking about how you thought your chocolate was bad, but I actually kind of liked it. Like, please, move away from this fucking trope. That's all I'm gonna say. Next, the isekai, isekai, however you want to pronounce it, trope is starting to get a little overused. Or a lot overused. Now, it can be done very well. Overlord, he's powerful, sure, but he's unsure of himself, has no idea what the fuck he's doing, gets lucky more than skill. It's entertaining. The realist hero saves the kingdom. The guy just had the knowledge needed to do better because that's what he was studying in school. Like, oh, I'm going to be a government engineer, contractor, whatever. It's like, that's what he's studying. Gets the world like, hey, instead of using what little power I have to fight, we can do this. Because my magic's not that strong here. It's cool, but it's not powerful. Or, powerful. Sagatani the Evil. Guy pisses off God. God sends him to a dangerous world with the added note of, die, you stay dead. But as Tanya, he/she, whatever, uses their previous world knowledge to move up in their ranks, and because they're fucking psycho, they do well in the military. It works. Although World Pharmacy is fantastic with using old world knowledge in a new world. Then you get others where it's like, another world of my smartphone. In a world where he is reborn, smarter, stronger, faster, better, whatever, he can cast magic. What the fuck is this smartphone gonna do for you? It can't cast fireball, but you can. Like, it just, I don't get, it feels like, I'm trying to think of a way that it could have been better, but really, the show wasn't that good. Uh, High school prodigies have it easy in Other Worlds 2, I think it's called. They show up, change the world in ways that even if you took 10,000 of the best, trained them, gave them books to carry with them into the other world, they couldn't do that. But the 6 or 7, maybe 8, I can't remember how many there were, high schoolers do that. Master Ragnarok starts off with an interesting premise and then harem. Boo. Conception. Only you, well, actually, not you. You gotta bang these hot chicks and then their kids can save the day. Like, okay, how about no? Very annoying. But, like with most tropes, if it's done well, it's done well. If it's done poorly, it's just god awful. Now we're going to get into the more anime specific tropes, like the 700-year-old loli. Now, some women are tiny. I once worked with someone who was like 22, 23 years old, and when she had to go to a new gynecologist because their old gynecologist retired, no one thought she was 14. Like tiny people, like some women, no, they get to 5'2", 110 pounds when soaking wet, and that does happen. But in anime, it's rarely presented as that. It's, hi, I'm 700 years old, but in my species, that means I'm still a baby. What? Frieren, she's an elf. She looks young. And the one guy's like, oh, you're the oldest woman I know, but you look young. But he never says she looks like a child. No one in the show ever compares her to a child. She just looks young, especially for someone who's 700 years old or whatever. Can't remember how old she's over 1,000, but you know what I mean. And this does not include they literally celebrate her 20th birthday by drinking together. Age of drinking is 20 in Japan. And her tits are bigger than her head, but she's literally the national average height for adult Japanese women, so she's a child. Just because she's short does not make her a child. Just because she's 700 years old doesn't mean she's an adult. It is weird how they can look at a 5 foot tall woman with just ginormous breasts drinking on her 20th birthday and go, that's a child. But then those exact same people be like, yeah, she has the body of an 8-year-old boy, but she's actually 700 years old, so it's okay. No, stop it. Another thing you need to stop, harems in real world or worlds where that's not allowed. What I mean by that? Some harems make sense. The realist hero saves the kingdom. Kings or queens can marry more than one person. You marry this lord's daughter, you marry the admiral's daughter, you marry the elven chief's daughter. It's perfectly okay in that scenario. Because in that society, like, oh hey, the king needs to make alliances, so it's okay if he marries this person and that person, this person. It's 8 days in a week. It's like, oh, you usually have up to 8 wives. You spend 1 day a week with each wife. Like, okay, that seems to be a little much, but alright, whatever. Unfortunately, in 99% of anime, it's not that. It's just literally just a guy. This guy looks like DSP, or like me, and he has 5 different women that would put Victoria's Secret models to shame, fighting over him. And for what? It doesn't make any fucking sense. And then even worse, wow, after 24 episodes, I'm not gonna pick any of them. And yet they're still all gonna fight over me. Why? Like, the plot doesn't make any fucking sense. I'm trying to think of another harem anime besides the Realist here where it made sense. I have a hard time calling it a harem, but the guy inherited the mansion, and then, like, not the daughters, because they weren't related to his father. So they were like his step kids or whatever, or step siblings. The guy inherited the mansion, and then like the other, like, well, we want the mansion. Well, the only one that gets to stay here is the one who marries him. And so they all know, dude, they're behind the scenes and conniving and scheming to try to get with him. And it was interesting to watch because, like, all right, what's this one going to do? Oh, this one's going to make his favorite meal. Well, this one is gonna find out, oh, his favorite band is this. I'm gonna get him concert tickets. Like they're all trying to win his approval, and then of course he goes with the maid, which I mean, the second they introduced this concept, by the end of like the first or second episode, I knew he's not ending up with any of these women. He's gonna end up with someone else. And sure enough, he ended up with the maid. But that was a harem, I guess you'd call it. Even though none of the women actually loved him, they just wanted to stay in the mansion. Rather than like that one in Realist Hero Rescues the Kingdom, whatever it's called. I can't think of another harem type anime where it fucking works for me. I'm sorry, but the guy who looks like me should not be having Victoria's Secret models fighting over him. But he said hi to her in the hallway. I don't fucking care. Having Joe Schmo, or Japanese version of Joe Schmo, having 5 models fight over him is fucking stupid. And of course, oh god, the amount of fucking fan service they sold that shit. Oh, speaking of fan service, the pervert character. Can it be used in funny ways? Sure. But usually, it isn't. It's literally an old guy perverting on 16-year-olds, or a 12-year-old, but the reincarnation of someone else from another world, so now they're actually like 30 plus years old, perverting on a 13-year-old, or even when it's a 15-year-old perverting on another 15-year-old. We, the audience, are stuck watching them do stuff like violate the classmates' privacy by cutting holes in the wall of a locker room or a spa area. The few times where, oh, this person's pretty perverted, that works for me, is when it's a couple. And they act like that towards each other. Like she walks by, smacks him on the ass, says, alright, boy toy, get ready for tonight. I'm making your favorite meal, and we're gonna have this movie on to watch to get you in the mood. That can work. Or the girlfriend bites the boyfriend so hard on the neck it makes him work. He freaks out and asks why. She says, so others know that you belong to me. Or the boyfriend ogling his lady and then leans over to her, whispers in her ear something fun, making her blush. The kids find a dog collar and handcuffs. Parents go, oops, left us out. And the kids cringe so hard the audience feels it. That can be funny. But a 14-year-old boy taking an upskirt photo of a classmate? Not so much. Stop it. Not a good look. Not a good trope. And just makes me hate that person. Now, part of that is because it's middle schoolers or high schoolers doing this kind of shit. It's no, I died at the age of 87, I was reincarnated because I was a good person, and now I'm going to perv on this 14-year-old. It's like, would it be a way to make this less bad? I know. Take all that sex, violence, perversion, whatever, and take it out of the middle school. Take it out of the high school. Udokai, Love is Hard for an Otaku, or Recovery of an MMO Junkie are cute and interesting romances that involve adults. So does Sign of Affection. So does Ozaki-chan Wants to Hang Out. They're in college. They're adults. Or for violence and stuff like that, Dragon Ball Z, except for Gohan, involves adults. How hard is it to be like, oh, we want to have this guy, he's going out and he's going to be slaying demons and all that. We make him 22? No, we're going to make him 12. And then we're going to have all the shenanigans that go on that if a 22-year-old was doing, it's like, all right, kind of maybe not good that he comes across a fellow lady the same age as him in the hot springs and she doesn't realize he's there and she gets out of the water, then she sees him and she freaks out. And he's like, I'm sorry, I was just walking along and then I saw the hot springs. I wanted to get in myself, and then I saw you. I was waiting for you to be done, blah, blah, blah. All right. That's a very interesting way for him to meet his romantic interest in an anime. However, I'm 12 years old. Oh no, I just came across another 12-year-old in the hot spring. He's going to play out the exact same way, even though we're fucking 12. Stop it. Make them adults. Now, the anime that kind of forced me to make this video was Jobless Reincarnation. In that world, you only celebrate birthdays every 5 years. At 5, 10, 15, and at 15, you're an adult. All right, whatever. But then they show I, and the one character wasn't even 15 yet. One character was, the other one wasn't. Like, I'm sorry, I don't know if I can watch next season and all, or the OVA and all that, because I just, what the fuck? Oh, like earlier when he's a kid and he's perving on this person with that person, like, all right, but he was perving on adults. And then the one time he accidentally does something he shouldn't have, he didn't realize it was a girl. He thought it was a fellow boy like him. And when he realized, wait, it's a girl, like, oh, I feel really bad now. And he apologized to her. And then, because I thought you were a boy, like, yeah, you're not making her feel any better by saying she looks like a boy. But it was accidental. Or he was perving on adults. Like, oh, hey, that woman's actually the same age I am. I mean, in this body, I'm only 6 years old. But in real life, let's see, I died at this age. Da-da. So I'm 26 years old now. I'm 26 years old, perving on another 26-year-old. Even though if he's in a 6-year-old body. It's still weird, but it's like, all right, he's an adult, he's perving on another adult, even though he's in a kid's body at the time, whatever. But then, I don't know why I just, no. I still have not watched the OVA, I've still not watched the next season, I'm looking for other animes to watch right now, because after watching that, no, I'm done. I'm sorry, but no. So yeah, if you want romance, violence, sexy times, fan service, do it with college students and adults. Usagi-chan turns 20, is an adult, so go ahead, show her in a bikini. Nagatoro? No. Nana? Those characters are in their 20s. So go ahead. Have them do adult stuff. Have them go to the spa. Have them be romantic with someone. Is it really that hard? Don't get me wrong, Murka has this issue too, but they usually use like 30-plus-year-old actors and actresses. So it's not as bad as like, oh wow, look at this hot high school. It's like, let's see, she's 3 years older than I am. Good to know. So yes, those are my worst tropes. I just can't fucking stand them. And the one trope I can't continue watching Jobless Reincarnation after seeing that. I'm done. Like, no, you ruined it. What about you guys? Which tropes do you hate the most? And as always, like, subscribe, comment down below, and have one hell of a day.